Hey guys, this is the Antenna Oracle doing a reading here for you today. This will be for Capricorn and the May through mid-May reading here for you guys. So I have pre-shuffled, have pre-prayed. I'm just going to hop right into it here. Sorry. I think I'm going to start dealing these face up just for the sake of speeding up time here. Again, Capricorn, I do not read any reversals. I just take the cards for how they come because I pull from 4 different decks. So do not stress, these are all here. In fact, I probably just have the deck slightly flipped upside down because sometimes I straighten them out. So, with that being said, we're going to just do both rows right off the bat because it does kind of save some time here, so I'm not having to discuss each individual card, and instead I can just kind of do the combined energies from this. Capricorns, if you enjoy the reading, if it resonates with you, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Whatever the case may be, at least leave a like on the video because it really keeps me motivated into making these videos here for you. You know, and it really helps the channel grow. So, all right, let us see. So, Capricorn, the energy here, we have you showing up as the 4 of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. That's kind of the energy that I'm seeing that's being represented as you. This talks about you really being in a place where you're kind of very focused, very driven. You understand what your goal is. Even if there is a little bit of uncertainty, you're holding on to this like motivation, this drive in order to achieve what it is that you're hoping to play out. You know, what your desired outcome. You're really driving towards that, and you're holding on to this idea and mindset of what it is that you're hoping to achieve, right? So, to start the reading, we have the Princess of Pentacles and we have the King of Swords here. This talks about potentially an air sign being in the picture here with you, and maybe you're kind of in the idea of offering out a pentacle to them. You know, you're offering some sort of stability, some sort of potential situation. If not you offering to them, they may be offering to you. You may have an air sign in the picture, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, that is coming towards you with some sort of offer. This could be a place of moving, this could be a relationship connection, this could be a job offer, something of that dynamic. We have the Princess of Swords here, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this talks to me a lot about the potential here that somebody's been watching you, you know, watching you from afar, and kind of watching how you're progressing is really what I'm looking at here. They're using social media. They could be using friends. Really, it's just this kind of idea of them overwatching and overlooking you to watch how you're progressing. If not this person is sort of like a romantic partner, it could be a potential ex. It could be a potential suitor for you coming in. They may want to just make sure that, you know, it makes sense before they take any leaps here. And the reason I say that here is we have the Two of Wands and we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this Two of Wands, you know, really talks about you being in a place where, let me see if I can get that correct here for you. I feel like that's upside down, but there we go. Okay, so this Two of Wands really talks about you being in a place where you're manifesting in your world around you. You're looking at the world and you're focusing on this. But there may have been a couple choices here that you had to make, Capricorn. And you'll see that he's dropping off one of the wands to, you know, continue to look at the world and manifest in this new choice here. So I see that you're letting go of something in order to get this new beginning, which is represented in this Ace of Pentacles. This requires you to let go of this something in order for this to come in. is really what I'm saying. So you've been confronted with a choice that you have to let go of something in order to proceed forward and basically get your new life. You're wanting a new start here. You're wanting a fresh start. You're wanting something completely brand new. And that's really what's coming in. It just requires you to let go of what is no longer serving you. And I see you doing that here with the Two of Wands. We have the Four of Wands showing up here. So this is my 1111 twin flame relationship card. Really see. But if that's not something that you guys resonate with, as it is a general reading, this really talks still a lot about romance, foundations being set up, the idea of coming together and commitment and something like that. And we have it represented with the Strength card here. So I see this as like you moving in this direction towards some sort of commitment, some sort of path, with the representation of the Two of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and then this being showing up here. It talks about you finding the strength to move towards that kind of foundational, relationship. And this really talks about that laser focus that you're having in doing all of this, So we have the Star card, and then we have the Nine of Wands. This talks about you having hope, you having faith in the entire journey of everything here, Capricorn. There's been a lot of faith here, and you understand there's going to be a couple battles that you have to face. I think at this point, with all the energy that I'm reading off you here, you understand that there's going to be some battles. There's going to be some turbulence in everything that you're doing, especially if you're having to let go of something in order to proceed forward. You understand that there is going to be some strife with that, some conflict. Let's see what we kind of have going on here later on in the week. Okay. Let's see, ending energies, King of Swords again. And then we have the Six of Cups showing up here. Okay, Capricorn. So let's just read this, how it's kind of showing up. I am seeing that we have the King of Swords, and then we have the Six of Cups showing up here. The King of Swords may be an air sign. While it doesn't have to necessarily be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, it could just be somebody that's being represented as an air sign, somebody that's very driven, logical, not wearing their heart on their sleeve, being somebody that's very logical, and thought out with this. We also have this representation of the Six of Cups here. For some reason, I'm really feeling there's some sort of importance, though, in mentioning this air sign for at least a lot of the viewers. There's obviously something that needs to come to a close here, because we have the Ace of Swords showing up and Death showing up. So maybe there was this this is just a really kind of interesting and weird energy, but I feel like maybe there's like this previous offer or previous condition or something like that that was potentially in the picture here for you, Capricorn. And it really talks about you just needing to close this out with how we have the Ace of Swords and Death being represented here. And it has something to do with the Six of Cups. So the way I'm reading it really is that you may have had somebody in your past that was like an air sign that had made you an offer, or that you were entertaining this idea of an offer, but something has changed here in your dynamic, and it may be due to someone from the past. It may be past feelings stirring something up, but this connection needs to be closed out. Ace of Swords, talks about cutting away things that don't serve us. Death, obviously, a finalization, ending. While I could read these totally different if they weren't together, with that, these both coming out at the same time, this is definitely the closing. It needs to stop for your path, to proceed forward. If you're wanting this offer to play out down here, and you're wanting to have hope for it and chase your dreams and everything like that, this offer can be something that stays in the picture. We have the Four of Wands showing up here, and the Queen of Wands showing up with in the same section. So this really talks about taking some time to reflect about what it is that you may be displaying to them, whomever. If you have this prospective partner, something that is watching over you, and this could be employers, this could be, you know, a potential suitor, what have you, you know, all depending on whichever situation. I feel like this is probably a love interest that is watching over you, or a potential love interest watching over you. Just kind of based on this other situation we got going on down here. This talks about you needing to reflect on what it is that you may be displaying. You know, think about each individual action, and make sure that it's in alignment with you being in this laser-focused, driven side of you right now. You know, if you've been being really focused and like intentionally trying to show somebody or what have you, take it however it resonates, right? That you're going down this path, that you're very driven, you're very focused, you know, make sure that whatever you're displaying is also in alignment with that, because you don't want to be incongruent with this and then end up in a place where you're either sending mixed signals or you're not in alignment with what it is that the universe is trying to show you. Because if you're trying to still keep something hidden, which is kind of like, I guess, the message I'm getting, if you're still trying to keep something hidden, it's not going to come across as congruent, and that's going to really not show that you're dropping away the wands, this other situation. You know what I mean? So we have the Two of Wands again showing up, and then we have the King of Wands showing up. So it's interesting, because I feel like a lot of Capricorns potentially are letting go of a fire sign here, which is really how I'm being it, because we have, again, this representation. I'll kind of show you what I'm looking at here. But this person is clearly let go of, sorry, my hands go the wrong way, but this wand right here, okay? And you'll notice in the King over here, he's not holding on to the wand either. So it's like they both let go of this idea, and this person is holding on to whatever, but it's with the world in mind. The world typically is the card of closure, closing out chapters, karmic chapters, and moving on, you know? So whatever the choice was made, I really feel like there's a lot of Capricorns that are probably walking away from fire signs at this time. In search to go after probably this Four of Wands connection, because they're tired of the burden of whatever this has been. They're really tired of the burden that has been karmic for them. They've been learning the lessons of their past, and maybe potentially not following a path, maybe potentially you know, just all around different lessons to help you know, Capricorn grow throughout this. So this is about them finding the strength to let go of the burden and balance out the karmic scales for themselves. So whatever this connection was, I feel like it may have been karmic. There may be some people that are going through divorces because of this. There may be legal issues, contracts that they're having to let go of. Capricorn, you may end up losing out on some money here, is kind of the feeling I'm getting, in order to get away from this connection, but I don't feel like it's going to be ultimately all that bad for you. I feel like this is something that you ultimately just write off, essentially, as being a worthwhile cause. We have the Seven of Cups showing up with the Page of Wands. So this talks about this potential of being confronted with a lot of different options all of a sudden, Capricorn. You may notice that where you had this kind of laser-focused path, that all of a sudden you've been confronted with a ton of different options. And the advice from the universe is really to continue to follow your dreams. Don't be sucker to anything that looks flashy and fun for the moment. You know, continue following the path, follow your dreams, and stay in your laser focus towards what it is that you originally went on this path to start. Obviously, this came from someplace, and you started down this road for a specific reason. Stay on that same path. Whatever it was that got you to, break this karmic cycle here, stay heading towards that direction. Capricorn, if you've been seeking advice or guidance, I hope this reading has been helpful. Please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe for the video. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow.